Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Dole, A.K.A. the Big D of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. And now I bring to you my final back-to-back reviews in the Saw franchise. As I present in my Spooktacular October, a back-to-back review of Saw 3D, A.K.A. Saw 7, A.K.A. the final chapter. Excuse me. And Jigsaw. So here we go. The film was directed by Kevin Gruyert, who directed the last installment. Tobin Bell and Costas Mandylor are back again in this as John Kramer alias Jigsaw and Detective Mark Huffman. Betsy Russell is back in this as Jill. Plus, back since we hadn't seen much of him since the first movie, Cary Elwes as Dr. Lawrence Gorin. Anyway, here we go. And this was from 2010. This was a factual redemption for the series. Anyway, the movie starts out with two guys named Brad and Ryan. They awaken in a storefront bound at the wrist, the opposite sides of a work table with a circular saw in front of each other, and their mutual lover, Dina, is suspended above a third saw, and Jigsaw's puppet, Billy, informs them that she has been manipulating both of them, driving them into criminal activity to fulfill her material desires. They are given a choice: either one can be killed or they let her die. They fight over each other, but apparently Dina's cheering over whoever's winning at this point. But however, Ryan, who knows this, he is cheering for either of them, decides to make peace with Brad and eventually kill Dina. Meanwhile, after our title card, Jill meets Matt Gibson after witnessing Hoffman's survival and being attacked. Well, she incriminates Matt in exchange for protection and immunity from prosecution. So Gibson, who has distrusted Hoffman for years, agrees to her terms. Meanwhile, Hoffman abducts a skinhead gang, Dan, Jake, Kara, and Evan, who is actually played by the late Chester Bennington of the rock band Linkin Park. Yeah. I was rather surprised he was in this one. So apparently, places him in a junkyard trap, which that was actually a pretty good trap, as a matter of fact. Now, I will tell you, since this was in 3D, I will tell you that I agree with somebody else saying about the 3D and what have you. It wasn't quite that good, unfortunately. Just like the Final Destination, which came out a year before this. Anyway, and then after they are all killed, it leaves the reverse bear trap at the scene to incriminate Jill, who is later put into protective custody after a meeting of Jigsaw survivors, including Dr. Lawrence Gorin. And apparently, who cauterized his leg on a steam pipe after leaving the bathroom in the end of the first movie, Hoffman abducts a self-help guru named Bobby Dagan, which he famed and fortune by falsifying a story of his own survival. So he sends Gibson with some videos with cryptic clues to the game's location, offering to end the games that Jill is given to him. So Dagan later awakens in a cage in an abandoned asylum and is told his wife Joyce will die if he doesn't save her within 1 hour. She's chained to the neck to a steel platform that gradually pulls her down as she watches Dagan's progress. So he escapes the cage and begins search for her. He finds Nina, his publicist, Suzanne, his lawyer, and Kale, his best friend and conspirator, excuse me. All in separate traps representing the three wise monkeys. But unfortunately, they're all killed in various traps. I know one of them was like a 4 point, well, one with big needles at the tips, and eventually punches right through it. If she screams, he's trying to get the key out of her body. Oh, that's gonna, and that once those come in, when he manages to get the key, but she's too freaking loud, and sorry, pardon my use of substitute words for the F word. Tries to get her, but it's too late. The time ran out, and ooh, that's gotta hurt. Yep. And the other being one where it tries to get through one other trap that had point light, and it got through the other chick's eyes and mouth. That is going to hurt. That's another. Ooh, that's gotta hurt as well, my friends. So apparently, after removing his upper wisdom teeth to obtain the combination for a security door, Dagan finds Joyce and is forced to reenact the trap he claimed to have survived. He must drive hooks through his pectoral muscles and hoist himself up to the ceiling to deactivate her trap, but fails nonetheless, and is forced to watch as a brazen bull capsule closes around Joyce and incinerates her to death. Meanwhile, Gibson eventually discovers the game's location and sends a SWAT team who are sealed in another room and killed by toxic gas. Simultaneously, he and two other officers infiltrate Hoffman's commissary in the junkyard, where they find Dan's corpse sitting in front of several monitors connected to the police headquarters security cameras. He sees Hoffman brought into the morgue in a body bag and tries to warn Palmer, but an automatic turret gun rises up and kills him and all his men. But Hoffman kills Dr. Hebner, Palmer, and everyone else in his path to Jill, who bravely escapes before she is caught and knocked unconscious. So he straps her to a chair and locks a reverse bear trap to her hand. She awakens as the timer starts and is killed when the trap activates, tearing her jaws off, and that is an ooh, that's gonna hurt, my friends. Anyway, after destroying his workshop, Hoffman manages to get out, but is attacked and subdued by three pigment figures. One of them is Dr. Gordon. Yeah, flashbacks show that John Kramer found him unconscious by the steam pipe and nursed him back to health after surviving his trap from the first movie. Gordon has assisted him ever since that. This was known only by Jill, who delivered the package to him at the hospital, which contained a videotape in which John asked him to watch over Jill and take action if anything happened to her. As a result, Gordon has Hoffman brought to the bathroom from the first film and shackled by the ankle to a pipe. When Hoffman tries to reach for the hacksaw used to sever Gordon's leg, in an effort, Gordon appears and throws the hacksaw out of the room. It flies just right through, straight at the screen, just like 3D, and yells, "Game over," closes the door and leaves Hoffman to die. Well, I will say that despite the 3D wasn't quite good and all, I will say Saw the Final Chapter is a so bad it's good flick. I like it a bit. So, that's all I can say about it. I was happy to see Cary Elwes back again. He did a pretty good job. And then we got Tobin Bell back. I have to say, it was pretty good. Anyway, that's how Saw 3D or Final Chapter or Saw 7 would go. Sorry, I'm actually watching another movie, but don't worry, I've got the volume down so that way I'm not going into any trouble. As I go into my next review, and that will be on the prequel, Jigsaw, from 2017. Now, I didn't watch this again. I did watch this last month on Prime, and I will say that this really was dissed big time like most of the other Saw flicks. But it was a bit of a success. Anyway, Tobin Bell returns as the title character. Also, we have some other other stars: Mac Passmore, Callum Keith Rainey, Clay Bennett, Laura Vandervoort, who I actually remember from, I believe I think it was the next to last season of TV Smallville, and many others. Well, so here's how it went. 10 years after the death of John Kramer, alias Jigsaw, a criminal named Edgar Munson is shot and apprehended by detectives Hunt and Halloran after activating a remote trigger. Meanwhile, 5 people, Mitch, Anna, Ryan, Carly, and an unconscious man, are held captive in a barn, which that's sort of kind of my slight negative. I didn't think a barn would be a factual good thing for a soft flick. I mean, well, it's hard to explain. Anyway, a tape recording from John Kramer explains they must give a sacrifice of blood and confess their sins. Well, most of the group survive as they are being pulled towards a wall of buzzsaws, but the unconscious man wakens too late to escape. The next test reveals that Carly is a purse snatcher who accidentally caused the death of an asthmatic woman. To save the others from being hanged, she must inject herself with one of 3 needles, one containing an antidote to a poison in her system, one containing saline, and one containing acid. She refuses, so Ryan stabs her with all 3 to save himself, killing her. Sorry, don't mind me looking back. I just want to see how my movie's going. I ain't telling you what it is, though, thank you very much. Anyway, Halloran and Detective Hunt investigate the discovery of bodies that appear to be the unconscious man Carly. So Halloran becomes suspicious of 2 pathologists, Logan Nelson and Eleanor Bonneville. Munson goes missing from the hospital, but his body is found inside John's grave when it is exhumed by the police. Anyway, Ryan attempts to escape through a door, but with the words "no exit" on it. But his leg crashes through loose boards and is ensnared by wires. A tape recorder found next to his leg revealed that he is being punished for breaking the rules, and they must pull a lever to sever his leg and be set free. Exploring the room, Anna and Mitch walk inside a silo and are trapped inside. And the recording explains that they will be killed unless Ryan pulls the lever. So he pulls the lever, severing his leg and saving Anna and Mitch. Eleanor reveals to Logan that she is a fangirl of the Jigsaw case and has built replicas of many of his traps in her studio. But she's worried that this might incriminate her. Next test reveals Mitch saw a motorcycle with a faulty brake to John's nephew, resulting in his death. So Mitch will be killed by a spiral-shaped blade unless he can reach the brake. Anna attempts to help him, but he's killed big time, and then, ooh, that's gotta hurt! So Halloran finds a corpse appearing to be Mitch in Eleanor's studio and calls for Logan and Eleanor's arrest. But Logan convinces Hunt to let them go, as both suspect Halloran. Eleanor deduces the game's location, and she and Logan depart for the barn. Halloran pursues them. Meanwhile, Hunt finds pieces of flesh in Halloran's freezer, fitting Jigsaw's MO, and implicating Halloran as the killer. Anna is drugged while attempting to escape and awakens to find herself and Ryan chained in a room with a still living John Kramer. He reveals that Anna suffocated her baby and framed her husband, while Ryan caused the death of several friends in a car accident. Excuse me, everyone, for looking at the TV. John tells them they have gotten his message backwards, places a shotgun between them, and tells them it is the key to their survival. Anna attempts to shoot Ryan, but the gun backfires and kills her. Ryan realizes that the keys to his and Anna's chains were in the gun and destroyed it when fired it, leaving him to die. Yep. Logan and Eleanor are ambushed by Halloran at the barn, so Eleanor escapes while Halloran is drugged by an unseen assailant. Logan and Halloran later awaken colors rigged with laser cutters. Now this is a pretty good trap. Much more cooler than the shotgun collar we saw in Saw 3. Anyway, they are told to confess their sins to survive, and may choose who goes first. Halloran forces Logan to go first, but Logan confesses that he mislabeled John's X-rays, causing his cancer to go undiagnosed. Despite confessing, Logan is killed by those lasers. That was another. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Yes. Excuse me, everyone. Next, Halloran admits to allowing criminals to walk free for personal gain. His collar deactivates. Logan reveals that Logan reveals that he's still alive, and that the barn games occurred 10 years prior. He was the man who appeared to die in the first game, but John, having decided Logan shouldn't die over an honest mistake, saved him and recruited him as his first apprentice. The bodies that were found were actually the bodies of criminals Halloran allowed to walk free, which Logan placed into the same test that took place at Tuck's pig farm 10 years ago. Logan also reveals that Munson, one of the criminals Halloran let go, killed his wife. However, because Halloran broke the rules and forced Logan to go first, he will die and be framed as the killer. Logan reactivates the collar around Halloran's neck, killing him. Yeah, what did I think of Jigsaw? Well, I will say it's an okay movie. I didn't think it was, completely great, because I didn't quite care much for the barn thing, though I did like the spiral roll trap for the motorcycle brake, and let's see, and the laser collar was pretty cool. But anyway, I'm gonna say Jigsaw probably isn't quite the best of the Saw franchise, but I've been wrong before. Anyway, that's going to do it. I hope you like my reviews of these. Now, oh yeah, one more thing. Cast, well, not too bad, but it's kind of hit or miss for this movie. But anyway, that's going to do it for my reviews of Saw 3D and Jigsaw. What did you like about these two movies? Let me know what you thought about one or both in the comment section. Like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you very much for watching my Saw franchise reviews. Now, I'm sorry I did not do an actual cool intro like I did with the other three, but however, I'm going to make it up when I rank the Saw franchise later on tonight. So, I want to thank you again for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.